Alright, hey guys! I've been wanting to do this video for a while, ever since I got Ralph, so here it is. Basically what my whole process was to finding him, and yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy this. First of all, I guess I'll start off with how I knew that I wanted a horse. Summer of 2013, me and Maya started co-boarding with our current coach, and it was so much fun. We co-boarded 2 horses, Molly and Tucker. We've shown them in some of our videos previously. But yeah, we had the best summer ever, and we were riding about 3 times a week. I was just like, I need more. 3 times a week was not enough for me at that time. So it was the happiest I've ever been. Like going out to the barn every day, it was the best summer I could have asked for. So I've never, I don't think there's ever been a time where I didn't feel like going to the barn. With other sports, I'm always like, oh, I don't feel like going today, or I'll totally do something other than that, but for riding, I'll put it first, and I honestly don't think there's ever been a time that I didn't want to go to the barn. With all those things and how long I've been riding about 7-8 years now, I was kind of at a standstill, and I couldn't go any further with the school horses, and so my options were to either lease or own, so that's what I did. It started when my mom was on Facebook one day, and one of her friends shared a picture of a horse, and it basically said, this horse is for free. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like, what? Horses can be for free? Like, we need to get on this and get this horse. Back then, obviously, I was naive in thinking that I could get a horse without knowing anything about it. Yeah, so that was the first time kind of thing that sparked the interest. Once I figured out that a horse is what I wanted and that it was possibly a possibility, I started looking online and looking at horse websites and horses for sale, and I started like bringing some up to my parents and being like, oh, like, look at how cute this one is, and it's kind of like easing them into the idea of it. I started doing tons of research about boarding barns, and if they had lessons or if I'd have to bring my own coach in. Stuff like that, like the general knowledge. There's so many barns around where I live actually, so I had a good solid list. I found some of the cheaper ones, and then I calculated how much it was gas to go there. My coach now, she's working at another barn, so I decided to check that barn out, and it's actually where me and Maya are currently at now. Yeah, that barn is the most perfect barn I could have found for myself. It has the whole farm kind of feel, but it's also really mellow. That's where I decided I would want to board my horse if I got one. I looked into the pricings and it was really reasonable, and I also found that I got cheaper lessons with my coach if I board my horse there. So I started talking to the barn manager and the owner and just saying, like, I'm possibly going to be bringing in a horse within the next couple months. Our barn goes by fields, and geldings live with geldings and mares live with mares. So they said they didn't have any openings for the mare field, but they do for the gelding. So that's what I made my search out to be. Yeah, I let the barn know, and they said, yeah, that would be fine, just give them like a month's notice. So that kind of like sealed the deal. I started looking really seriously, and it went weird. I don't know. It was an interesting experience, to say the least. We actually started looking for horses. Me and my dad were talking about it, and so we decided to actually for sure look and try to get a horse aimed by 2014, which actually did happen, which I'm so happy about. When I first started viewing the horses, I would look on websites online that had horses for sale. I would look at Facebook groups. I would look basically everywhere that I could find. I actually did find some ones that looked promising and were fairly close by, so I got my dad to take me out there, and it was a complete dud. It was awful. Some of the horses, I don't even know why I went to see them or didn't ask more questions before. I was just so eager to get out there and to see horses and to like get the whole process started that I really didn't even know what I was doing. I was in a frantic hurry trying to see a horse every single weekend, and I actually revised my whole way of going about things. I realized I was basically going about this all wrong, and I needed to actually figure out what I could handle, what age point I wanted for a horse, what I want them already to have started doing. I will actually read you my list of horse qualities. One is that I wanted it to be a jumper or a venter prospect. I was not looking for a hunter. I have done hunters, and I really feel like I do not enjoy them that much. I really do prefer jumpers, and I like the thrill of going faster and jumping higher, and that was what I wanted to do, or an eventer, which would be kind of an all-rounded one, so that was what I was looking for. Or anything kind of in the 4 to 9-year-old range. Like, I obviously didn't want like a super green one, but I didn't want a push button that had already learned everything either. I wanted something I could work on and kind of progress and bring them along and actually have something to look back on and say, wow, like, I can't believe the progress they've made, right? Another thing was my price point. I had to keep it where I needed it to be. If it was too high and they were firm on the price, then I obviously wouldn't go see them. I wanted it to be about 15.3 to 16.3 hands. I'm only 5'1", so I like the feeling of bigger horses, but I don't necessarily look good on them. And then I was also looking for a horse with a willingness to jump, and I wanted it to preferably be bay. And I got what I wanted. I made a huge list of questions I needed to ask the owner or whoever was selling the horse, and it had all the necessary questions that I needed to know, and if the owner wouldn't answer some or didn't have the information, then basically I would cross them off the list. The things I really stressed for anyone I asked about their horse was to have recent pictures or videos, because I was not going to drive 2 hours out to a barn to see a horse that I don't know what it moves like or what it even looks like. So I definitely recommend doing that if you are looking for a horse to lease or buy. I had a ton of bad experiences. I saw horses that were completely underweight, malnourished, when the pictures and the videos showed otherwise. So many false ads I came across. It's really up in the air. You could have the most perfect way of going about finding a horse and researching for one and stuff, but I mean, there's always one person that's bound to like false advertise, and yeah, it just wasn't that good. There was honestly a lot of crap that went on, and with horse sellers and stuff like that. All I can say is definitely hold out, make the list, and if you don't find what you want, just keep on looking. I started looking in September and I found Ralph in April. So that was a long time. At some points I thought I wouldn't even get a horse because I was so discouraged, and I really didn't think that there's one out there in the price point I wanted that would fit my criteria and what I wanted to do with it. During my whole process of looking, I started buying everything universal for horses, like saddle pads, like grooming supplies, all that stuff that really wouldn't be fitted just to one horse. During that time I also saved a lot of money, and I let the barn know that I was going to be coming in. So in total I saw 8 horses in that time frame. Ralph was actually the 7th horse I went to see, and I saw one after him and it was awful, so I knew he was the one for me. I couldn't have asked for a better horse or anything like that. So basically Maya was looking for a horse kind of around the same time as me. So we were both looking. Our coach was coming out to see some horses with us and to give us her opinion and ride some of them before us, which was awesome. So yeah, she took Maya out one day to go see some horses. I couldn't go, unfortunately, but they saw Ralph and they said he would be perfect for me. So I went out and saw him the next day with Maya again, and he was okay. I rode in the indoor arena and I thought, like, he's okay, there's nothing really special about him. And then my coach was like, okay, let's take them to ride outside and see how they are. And the lady that was selling him said, oh no, like he's been off all winter, he's never really been ridden outside, so I don't recommend that. But we're like, whatever, we'll go anyways. He was psycho, he was rearing, well, like, I fell off, that was my fault, but yeah, you could see that in my Meet Ralph video, but it basically was just a really rough ride. I liked him because he had a willingness to jump, and he was a really nice mover, and I don't know, I just liked that I had something to work on with him, which I thought was really exciting. I was like, okay, well, we'll just wait, there's no rush here. Let's go see some other horses in the meantime and see like if there's anything better out there. The woman was going away on vacation, and she was like, I'm having people come to see him on the weekend, and they're coming from out of town with their trailer, and if they like him, they'll take him that day. So to kind of reserve our spot, or to reserve him, Me and my coach and my dad all decided that it would be the best idea to take him on trial right away, and that even if he didn't work out on trial, we would just send him back and no harm done. But if we did like him at the end of our trial, we would take him, which was quite fast. It was like see him one day, trial him the next. I didn't want to miss out on this opportunity, considering I had been like looking for so long. Fortunately, we could only trial him for 4 days. Our barn does quarantine, so we can't ride them for 10 days. So I rode sneakily under the radar, and I really liked him, and he did really good. Was a completely different horse from when he was up at the other barn that I had first tried him at, and he was so good. So we got a vet out during the trial. We vetted him, and the vet gave us the green light. So basically, it was just up to me to say yes to him, and I did, and now he's mine, which I'm just so, like, mind blown. I always thought this would be a dream and far in the distance and maybe way after university or something, but no, like, it happened, and I still can't believe it, and every day I look at him and I'm like, I can't believe you're mine. So after we decided that we would want to take him, we negotiated a price, a final offer with a woman, and we got him. The following days he had to stay 6 more days in quarantine, so I could only look at him. But after that I started riding right away, and I bought a bunch more stuff for him. Like, the last couple things I had to buy were a rain sheet and like some bathing products and just some stuff like that. I had basically everything else for him. On the road, maybe like a week or so, I got horse insurance, I got his feet done because they weren't done for a while. It's good to start riding and training, and honestly, I really hope that all of you get to take the plunge and get to go through the whole process of finding a horse for yourself. This is basically what I went through and my experience. Yeah, like, it was a long process. All I can say is hold out. Like, if you don't find what you're looking for right now, don't be discouraged. It took a really long time for me, so it might for you as well. I hope that someone out there that may be watching this can benefit from what I just shared and from my experience of trying to find my own horse. That was everything, moment from beginning to end. Alright, so see you in the next video. Bye!